southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I ought to slow down, standing in the pouring rain.
What's going on, guys? Tristan and Tony back to another episode of the One Hell of a Life Outdoor Podcast. Today we got Mike Pomaibo. But we've been following each other on TikTok for a while, and Mike posts some funny stuff on there. And we just connected on a podcast tonight. So, Mike, thank you for taking the time to join us, man, and tell everybody a little bit about you and where you're from and all that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Mike Pomaibo. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The land of not many ducks.
Yeah.
We know that feeling.
We get into some good goose hunting out this way, but in terms of ducks, I'm always on the road. I've been a deer hunter my whole life. I recently got into duck hunting. This will be my 4th season now. And I started late. I'm 30. I didn't start duck hunting until I was 26. I just picked it up one day. I had seen a video that I thought was cool. I drove to the nearest Cabela's to buy a dozen decoys and some waders off of Facebook Marketplace that had holes in them. I had no clue what I was doing. This. I just showed up, man, and I was like, this is something I think I want to get behind. And it's been an obsession and a financial strain ever since.
Dude, that's so funny because, including us, there's so many people that have that story with duck hunting because you're like, God, it's so overwhelming, and you don't want to buy something and then it not work out, and then like you said, there's the financial strain part of it. You're just trying to piece it all together.
That's right.
Yeah, man. It kind of so like I said, the biggest Cabela's closest to me is in West Virginia. It's about 45 minutes away. I had gone down there. I walked in. I was like, hey, do you guys have any duck hunting stuff? And West Virginia is obviously not a very popular duck hunting state, and the guy at Cabela's was like, I'm sure we have duck hunting stuff somewhere, right? And I was like, all right, cool. I'll find it. Found it, and then a dude on Marketplace, 10 minutes away from that Cabela's, had a pair of waders. So I went to him. I was like, hey, I'm going to buy these waders. And he was like, hey, man, I have another pair if you want to. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my dad start duck hunting with me. So I bought the second pair of waders, and I said, oh, man, you're coming with me, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome,
amazing,
dude. That's just the opposite of me and Tristan. I got sucked into duck hunting, and don't feel bad, dude. You didn't start that late because I didn't start until my mid-40s.
Oh, wow.
And, I never even owned a gun until my mid-40s. I've done nothing but, most of my life was bow hunting deer in Illinois, so I totally understand where you're coming from, but I definitely went out and I was like, listen, you're going duck hunting with me. And I was like,
I love it, dude.
Dude, and it started out the same way. I think I wore my buddy's wife's waders.
Shot her
shotgun, but I'd been asked for years to do that in Illinois, and I was like, dude, if I do it, that will seal a divorce. it will definitely seal it because I was just bow hunting way too much. But, man, isn't it great the way that we get into the sport? We just love it and see something that just, man, I got to go do that. Yeah. And thankfully, sometimes, it works out where either somebody helps you out or you're able to find a cheaper method into the sport, to where it's halfway affordable that you can do it, and then from then in, you're I almost said it. You're F beep.
Yep.
Just like you said, man. I always say if duck hunting was a business plan, nobody would invest. Nobody. If you took that to an angel investment company, it's just like, look, here's your return. Basically, over a 5-year period, there's going to be a negative loss of 297%. And they're like, all right, let's do it. That's what we all do.
Yeah, man, it was kind of funny how it worked out too. So like I said, being in southwestern PA, deer hunting is really big. Squirrel hunting is really big. My dad was a diehard deer hunter, small game.
You guys get some big deer in Pennsylvania.
We do. We get some meaty guys up here, man. They've been ducking me all season so far, so I have it out for them. I'm going to finish the archery season strong up here. But yeah, I actually had seen a 24/7 hunt video, and they were just like cracking jokes and having fun. And I was like, wait. You don't have to sit in the tree by yourself in silence. I was like, I'm a talker, dude. I'll be here all night if you let me talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I was like, you mean I can just like have fun with my buddies and then like be quiet when we see some birds in the sky? And I was like, sign me up. I'm there, man.
That's funny. It's so true though, dude. And I think the like, I feel like what's cool about your videos that you post are like, you like, people get so like, especially in the duck hunting community, I'm sure you've seen these comments, like other people that like we see in our TikTok space, like also get these comments too. Like, just you try to post something to, like, help somebody out or post something educational or whatever your opinion, and then people are like so quick to like talk shit. You know what I mean? And but I think the cool thing about your videos is like you don't care, dude. Like, you're just like posting your real life like experience, and like just like you just said, like I love that you came on and like told us about that, because you know I think people. I personally get mad when like you see on a Facebook page somebody who's trying to like get some good advice and people just shit on them.
Yeah.
This fall, elevate your outdoor pursuits with Williamson Outfitters, offering professionally guided experiences along Florida's Forgotten Coast. Whether it's coastal duck hunting, inshore fishing, gator hunting, or flounder gigging, every Williamson Outfitters experience is guided by a seasoned, licensed captain, delivering world-class adventure with local expertise. From small private groups to large corporate retreats, our fleet of well-equipped boats and experienced guides deliver first-class outdoor adventures for sportsmen of all ages and experience levels. Call or text 850-251-8650 or visit www.floridaducks.com to book your trip. Williamson Outfitters, making the Forgotten Coast unforgettable.
Well, yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I had gotten a comment the other day. I don't always respond to the hate comments. Sometimes I feel like talking a little shit, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do it. Most times I just delete them, because I don't really.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
I don't even care, man. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, some dude on the internet's gonna hate, but like my fiance still loves me. My parents still love me. Like, I'm still gonna go duck hunting with my friends, dude. Like, you know,
It don't matter. Yeah.
Well, I always say that you can Google bad stuff about Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? You can. I mean, I hate to say it, but you can.
Right. And I had posted a picture on TikTok, actually, and it was me and my two buddies. We went out to a lottery hunt. We only shot 3 birds. We each shot 1 bird. And dude, I had like the best time.
Hell yes.
We got in the kayaks, man. I went to a new spot. We shot 3 birds. And some dude commented the other day and was like, hunting quote unquote influencer, and you posted with 3 ducks.
See,
and
that's
I was
the
like,
exact shit I'm talking
Dude, I
about.
want to drive that sumbitch's house right now.
Right. It's awesome,
I know it. But good for you for taking the high road, though.
Yeah, man. I was like, listen, I had honestly some memories that are going to stick with me. We have some like behind the scenes GoPro stuff that I'm starting to edit and piece together. We just had the best time, dude. I was like, I don't even care that we only shot 3 birds. I had never shot a gadwall before. We don't get too many of those. And the bird that I shot was a stud gadwall drake. So I was like, you know what? Dude, the whole trip was sick right there. I was like, I don't even care if it's only 3 ducks.
Yes, we're the same way, dude.
Yeah, that's like very similar to like our experience, because like when we started duck hunting, like it was, you know, on the Florida coast, or like not literally the coast, but like, you know, along coastal Florida.
Yeah.
And like South Georgia, and it's like, you know, I mean, it's a lot. It's not like hunting the Mississippi Flyway, let's just put it that way, which is probably obviously similar to what you're dealing with. And we would just get excited for that exact same thing. Like when I remember, you know, like in Florida, like when we started figuring it out more, we shoot a lot of ringnecks and blue wings, and you know, all season long you'll shoot blue wings down there, which is kind of cool. But you know, that's like, that was mostly what we were shooting. Then one of our buddies shot a green wing, and that was the first time anybody had ever seen one in our group, and that was like the coolest thing of that day.
Right. I mean, like, imagine that, the second most populated duck in America, you're in Florida, and you're like, dude, it's a gem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I'm sure there's
like
people
a
that are
pintail.
we shoot them all the time. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
no. I mean, the first time I've got a video, we've got a video that I remember the first pintails we shot, that literally me and Tristan had to get our breath. You can almost see it in your demeanor when I've got the video of you holding that pintail drake. It was, dude.
You like can't believe
let me die right here.
Right.
You know, that type of feeling. So no, I totally respect that, dude. And that's great. You know, if somebody is that way, I mean, again, you know, I saw a kid post a giant buck today, a really big buck. And the first 3 comments I read, and I was going to get pissed, were good high fence, daddy. You know, I'm like, dude, it's a freaking 13-year-old kid on a youth hunt.
Right.
And yeah, we're going to give these kids the best opportunity. If you're a great hunter, you will sacrifice that deer you've chased for 6 years for that little kid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You could create
Kiss my ass.
Right, dude, I couldn't agree more. You could create a new sportsman for life in that one moment. You know, they could continue on your legacy long after you're gone by just doing that one thing for them, you know.
I almost, you know what I was going to post? And I was going to call out all 3 of those people, as I was going to say, I bet your camo is a wife beater and a freaking, you know, I was going to say a Schlitz or something like that. You know, I mean, come on, dude. Come on a kid's post, shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah, man, I can't stand that. And then I think too, like, not that I get a ton of hate comments, and especially because my page, I'm only at like 2,100 followers, but like I'll post get ready with me, one, because again, I'm like high energy from the time I wake up until the time I go to sleep, and I always put like, hey, it's this cold outside, this is the wind, this is like the layers that I'm going with. And a guy last year messaged me and he was like, hunting isn't a fashion show, you're ruining it for all of us.
What a dumb.
I was like, I just cracked up, bro. I did go back and forth with him in the DMs for a minute. But then I was like, dude, I'm just like, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plus, I do put, these are my base layers. This is my mid layer. This is what I'm going with. It's going to be this temperature, this much wind. This is why I'm doing it. And then like, I just have fun, you know, whatever. So I was like, I don't even care, man. It is what it is, you know?
Do you know what it'd be?
There's way more people that are seeing that are finding that beneficial.
Yes.
That, you know, like just because, I mean, there's not enough of that out there. And the fact of the matter is, especially with the duck hunting community, like everyone wants to get on this, like, oh yeah, there's less hunters than before. But like literally every year there's less federal duck stamps sold. So actually there are less hunters every year.
Yep,
right.
Yep. No, I think that's great. I think it's awesome. Like, I want to, like, post a video to people like that and be like, before I went out to the duck blind or the deer stand this morning, I was at your mom's house.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Just to be an asshole. I mean, but I'm just not that way. I won't say something like that. But it's
easier to delete them.
It is. To your point, it's way easier just to delete that stuff, you know. But you know, but that's the driving force behind everything that we started here, is just the reality of things, and you know, trying to teach people the right way, trying to get people into the sport, you know, just not being commercialized like the TV industry shows everything, you know. No, like, I'm not throwing any shade against, like, say, like the Fowl Hunters TV show. I love his show. Chad runs a great show. But, you know, that doesn't resonate to you and I that first started hunting, that, dude, we can't just jump in a truck and go to Canada and form relationships to shoot what you just shot. You know what I mean, maybe in time we can, but I guess where I'm getting at with that is that I hope that we can be part of that stepping process from entry to where you want to be, through the guests and people that we have that know way more about the sport and than we do. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I think too, part of the reason why I had started posting my journey a little bit was, one, to show people that, hey, you know, just because I didn't get into this until I was 26, didn't start posting about it until I was 29, like, there's still time. You know, there's like 18-year-olds that are like, man, I want to get into this. I don't know. You have like a lifetime, you know, ahead of you. But then also, I do think that some of the best bonds I've formed, like some of the greatest memories with my dad, are us, like, on our bellies crawling for my first whitetail doe with my little single shot 243. And like we'll still bring that up to this day. We'll talk about, that. And I think that forming these relationships, I have friends that I know that I'll be friends with for a lifetime that I've met one time or like only met on the internet. And then we pull up and we're like, hey, we're going to go hunt together this weekend. And then we meet each other for the first time. And then we've been boys ever since. So I think that forming these relationships is honestly, I think the coolest part to me, more than the hunting. I've always tried to be like an optimist and say like, in Southwest PA, I'm not going to shoot a ton of birds, but I will always have a great time. So, I think that these relationships are, in my opinion, my favorite part of the whole thing.
Oh, 100%, man. And I was telling my dad off here, Eric, didn't you just go hunting up there with Brian Ellithorpe and that crew?
I did.
How was that?
Shout out to Brian. What's up, bro?
Yeah, super cool. So we actually have a mutual friend in Brian from Migration Waterfowl. He became a good buddy of mine. He has a cool podcast. We became super close last year, and I had said like, hey, I'm going on a lottery hunt this way. And he was like, you should hit up Brian. And I just hit him up and I was like, hey man, we'll be in the area. He was like, I would love to have you guys out. Here's the pin. Meet me at time in the morning. And he was like, don't bring anything except, your gun waders and your license and some ammo. And he was like, and we saw probably 10,000 plus divers, like huge, like insane rafts of divers. Wow. We didn't shoot a bird that day. And me, him, my buddy Chase, and his buddy Brian, the four of us, we just had like the best time, dude. And he was like, awesome. You're more than welcome to come out whenever you want. And, that was the first day I met him. We instantly became boys, and we were like, I was like, dude, I'll be there. You invite me, I'm going to show up. I'll be knocking at your door at 3 a.m. Like, let's get the boat in the water, baby.
That's funny, dude. Yeah. We've never met him, but like, just obviously he's a great follow on social media. He posts some really high quality stuff. So, it was funny because like, I forget, like, it's kind of just like with any of these guys that like do media, like you, Dawson Yates, anybody that does, you kind of all know of each other. And like, Brian had posted, or he sent me a message about something. I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, yeah, my dad just sent me a video yesterday and was like, hey, you need to follow this guy. His content's really good. And I'm like, yeah, I've been following him, dude.
But what's funny is that like when I get on a kick like that, I feel like I've really discovered something. You know what I mean? Because I'm 53 and I'm like, dude, nobody has heard this song yet. That's what I feel like. I really do. And I'll send it in every time, dude. Every time. And I swear, I even told Mom the other day, I sent you something that I said, I'm sending this to him and he's not going to know. I know this before he does. And she goes, well, he already liked it. And I was like, God damn, son of a bitch. Dude, I was like, I didn't realize it,
So, because you can see, like, if somebody's close to you, if they like it.
Well, I took a screenshot of it and didn't even see that in front of me. It says, liked by... Oh, I know what it was. It was Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan coming to Athens, Georgia Stadium. Yeah. And I was like, dude, you're not going to believe it. Well, and there's one that I didn't even bother sending you that I was one of the first.
Yeah.
Tyler Farr posted something on Facebook the other day, and I was like, there's only 12 people have liked this shit. And it was like, it said 30 seconds ago or something like it. I'm like, psh. And I put a comment in there and I got liked by Tyler Farr's best fan, Tyler Farr, best fan, Tyler Farr, something, underscore, something.
So it's getting serious.
Yeah, it's getting serious.
Hell yeah, man.
For the old man.
Quitting the day job soon.
That's it, dude.
Oh, man. But it's fun when I really do feel like I've discovered something.
So we just had another guy from Pennsylvania on, just like...
Excuse me, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
We did
quick.
2 podcasts tonight. We had a guy, Pineside Performance. I don't really know if... I've never seen him on TikTok, but he's on IG and has a brand. And he was saying that their duck season comes in next week, so I'm assuming...
What's up, guys? Tristan here. If you're like us, you need gear that's going to stand up to the elements and not break the bank. That's exactly what we love about Frog Talks. They just dropped their brand new Oxbow waterfowl series, and let me tell you, this stuff is built for serious hunters who don't want to quit when the weather turns nasty. It's tough, lightweight, and waterproof. Everything you need when you're out there chasing ducks. If you're looking to upgrade your gear this season, head over to frogtogs.com and use code OneHellOfALifeOutdoors at checkout for 15% off your order.
Y'all's is the same way, or is it different throughout the state?
Yeah, so there's 4 different zones in the state. I live in the South Zone. South Zone, that'll come back in, I want to say next Wednesday. A week from today it'll come in. But a couple of the zones around us will stay open. We get like a week in the South Zone, and then it goes out for about a month, and then it'll come back in till the end of the season. So we have about a month of a split, and there's 3 other zones in the state that will be open throughout the whole time. So like for us, we're really going to try to get out somewhere on Saturday. We'll have to travel to like either like the North Zone or like the Northwest corner of the state. Yeah. So we're always on the move. And then once our zone comes back in, we can kind of hit some of the fields and stuff that we have permission on. That's usually once those spots will start to kick up a little bit.
What's like the environment out there? I mean, are you hunting like dry fields, flooded fields, like sloughs? Like what's kind of where you guys hunt mostly?
Yeah, a lot of our goose hunting happens in a dry field. We've gotten pretty lucky.
I was thinking ducks for some reason.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. We will.
But no, feel free to go on the geese too.
Yeah. We'll get some good combo duck and goose hunts out of the dry fields. Those are kind of tricky. We really have to wait until birds are hitting the fields that we have permission on. If they're not hitting the fields, we can run some traffic, have some bigger spreads, and really holler at them a little bit. Other than that, we hunt a lot of marshes. And we hunt the rivers a good bit too. But most of the time it's usually marshes. So there we have a couple like good mud flats too. The habitat is like relatively similar though. Most of the spots have a pretty similar habitat. It makes me itch to drive down south and stand knee deep in some timber. That would be sweet. Never got to do that before. But yeah, most of it's just marshes, and we get some good dry field hunts too.
Oh, nice, man.
Do you guys get some black ducks up there? Or maybe you guys talked about that.
No.
We sure do. We get some black ducks around here. I'm actually going to do a trip to Western New York a couple days before Christmas. That's my gift to my dad for the past couple of years. Him and I, we stay over, we go hunt. With my boy Louie at 11 Lakes Outfitters. Louie's first of all, he's a badass. He's like an MMA fighter and the sheriff. Yes, and like him and I get along really well. I've been training martial arts my whole life.
I'd be getting along pretty good with the MMA fighter too. Yeah. I'd be like, bro, don't kick my ass.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Louie and I, man, sometimes it's more just us chopping it up than it is hunting when we go up there.
That's great.
But they get into some black ducks heavy in that part of New York, man. So yeah, we get those. Early season, we shoot a lot of wood ducks. It's the occasional mallard here and there in the early season, but then once the late season really kicks off, we'll get some good diver hunts. Lots of mallards, some black ducks here and there. I personally have never shot a black duck. That's on my hit list for this year.
Yeah, but
other than that, lots of mallards, and then we'll get the occasional pintail, gadwall, some teal in the early season, but we do shoot a lot of mallards, which I know a lot of people are after. So definitely blessed to, that's like the one redeeming quality of where I duck hunt most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of cool, dude. Yeah.
Only thing we got in Georgia is a wood duck.
Yeah. Sure seems like that a lot of times.
Well, that's why I posted that TikTok the other day of Georgia duck hunters with the pump gun. It was like an old, like 1930s, 40s something of this guy like going out on a canoe and like with a big pump gun, and he's swimming out there and just smokes them and then just goes around picking up bodies. And I'm like, when a Georgia duck hunter gets a duck hunt like that, dude, there's like, listen, guns are blazing. We're smoking every single damn thing that's right there right now.
And that's like, For us,
it might be 4 ducks.
For us too, man. Sometimes it's slim pickings. Honestly, you know, I talked about this on my buddy Brian's show before, but there are times where we might only get one volley of, let's say 8 mallards, and everything has to be perfect. We don't have, in other places, parts of the country, if birds flare, you could say, all right, let's fix the hide first.
Yeah.
Let's maybe turn the mojo off.
Yeah.
Let's, work from there. For us, like, we spend so much time on the hide, because if we get a volley of a couple mallards and they're, backpedaling into the spread, that might be the only couple ducks we see all day. So we really try our best to stay hidden, and sometimes it's hard to figure out why the birds were flaring if you only get a group or two all day.
That is a really great point, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, just kind of a good testament to being like a new duck hunter, and like with limited opportunities, like spend the time, control what you can control, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's a testament to knowing your game. Like we always talk about, and Ramsey Russell's the one that really opened our brains up to this, was that, he talks so much about, he goes, I love learning that game in different parts of the world. But we even broke it down with him on the podcast. You do that with every, like if we went to 3 different places in Georgia, it would be that way. Somebody knows how. We just talked about it with Joe about fishing. You go in there with that one lure, and that lure works right there at that lake, or whatever. And that's what I really love about this sport. On top of it is just, we're always mesmerized. Cade, our buddy out Delta Thunder Outfitters, he is an incredible duck hunter. He just really is, and like I feel like he's on a spiritual level with these animals, and to us, we're appalled by watching him work these ducks, and so thankful, because dude, like you said, it could be just one volley, that you're hoping to get where we hunt, and you go to some place like that and you're like, gosh damn, where's David Attenborough at?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Shoot. So
That's
and I do think that, like you're saying, it especially being a new duck hunter, I had hit some of the local Facebook groups, and I had scouted a lot. I used YouTube as, a huge resource, and I didn't have anybody to teach me really how things went. And so I reached out to a local Facebook group, and I said, I don't need spots. I've been finding birds. I just need someone to kind of like help me put it all together. After about 100 comments of some dudes, every dude, put the tires to the road, man. And I was like, did you not read the whole thing that I had just posted?
Yeah.
And a guy named Sean had reached out to me, and he was like, hey, we're kind of from the same area. He's like, I've been hunting ducks for a long time. He grew up hunting the coast of South Carolina, shooting tons of redheads and stuff. So he was like, I'll show you whatever I know. Hopefully it helps. Still hunt with Sean to this day. He introduced me to my buddy Brian, who I became good friends with. And so like, it's kind of cool that we have our group chat, the PA Duck Crew. It's all of us from the same area. My buddy Zach he's out in Ohio. But yeah, I just reached out, and Sean was like, I'll show you whatever I know. And if you want to work with it, cool. If not, whatever. And he helps me a lot when a lot of other guys were not feeling it.
We need more
That's
Sean's.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Need more Sean's, man. Thank you, Sean.
We've
Yeah,
been
shout out
really
Sean.
fortunate enough, kind of been luck out in situations like that over the years too. Like just in Arkansas in particular, like just like one time we were out there, long story short, just grinding it on public land, like, and this guy Davey that we reached out, we were at a boat ramp, and he just pulled up, and he asked us, well, what are you guys doing, where are you hunting, or whatever. We get talking to him, and this is a local guy.
Yeah, we couldn't believe that he was being that nice.
Yeah, and ended up inviting us to go hunt with him in the next morning, and like still keep in touch loosely with him till this day. But like, it's just, not everybody is like a bad egg, like there are those like gems of people that are like just cool people that want to help people out,
Well, it's just like,
Right.
I believe, and this is probably it's not one of the biggest songs that they ever wrote, but Luke Bryan had that song called Most People Are Good. And what I thought was great about that song at the time was, I think that our country was struggling with the perception of negativity. And I'm talking about overall, not in just hunting. I'm just talking overall in the world. And what I loved about that song is he's right. I mean, at least here in the Bible Belt, it's for sure, is that most people are good, and it's we only see those anomalies. Like, my wife is always afraid of diesels crashing into us because they don't show you the millions and millions of hours these professional drivers don't wreck. All right.
Right.
If you saw that all your life, you'd be like, son of a bitch, dude, I want to drive right next to a diesel.
Right.
But it's perception is reality, right? And it's the same thing. And I love that. Dude, we need more Sean's. I want a shirt that says we need more Sean's.
Yeah, man. And I think too, kind of piggybacking off what you said is sometimes the hunting community itself will get a bad rap here and there, and it only takes, one video. Whereas like I've been at the boat ramps or I've been, at walk-in spots, whatever, walked in, some guys are like, hey, how many do you have? And I'm like, hey, I'm a solo today. And they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just combine forces.
Perfect.
No point in battling against each other. Let's just do it together. And I know that my buddies and I are the same way. If we're there and somebody says, where are you guys going? We're like, we're hunting this hole. And they're like, hey, that's where we were thinking about going. We're like, all right, decoys together, put the blinds together.
Yes.
There's no point in us, trying to compete with one another when we can just all have a good time together.
That's right.
Yeah, no,
That's right. That's
100%,
right.
dude.
I love that, man. We need more Sean's. People will be like, why does your hat say we need more Sean's?
Yeah, he's a ball buster for sure. So he'll be maybe a little embarrassed for people to know that he has a teddy bear side to him, So I can't wait to show him this one.
Well,
You gotta have one of those guys in the group.
but it's having the guts because listen, at the end of the day, all of us that help people, let's be real with it. You're taking away more of your time to help somebody, but it's so worth it, man. It's so worth it. It just, if you got a giving heart, there's nothing more incredible, like today, one of my most satisfying things ever was meeting a guy online that I never met in person that helped me out with some Florida duck hunting stuff. We had a bad hunt, but the cell over next to us was rocking it. We paid attention to what those birds were doing. He just happened to reach out to me and said, hey, I know you were out there. What'd you see? I've got 2 vet guys that are going on this lottery hunt that have never duck hunted before in their life. And I sent him a pin. I said, tell him to sit right here. And he texted me at 8:30 in the morning and said they're limited out. Bro,
man.
And I never even, and now we finally get to go hunt with this man. I'm not saying his name just because he works in public government type of space. And I don't know how he is about that, but that we appreciate you, and I'm thankful that I'm finally going to get to hunt with him now this year. So
Yeah. No, I don't know, like, if you have any places like this, Mike. I'd be curious to hear if Pennsylvania does anything like this, but Florida does, like, these lottery hunts where this one in particular, you basically, there might be 25 cells or whatever, and they do 15.
And there might be a mile by 2 miles across or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And, there's 15, you put
Managed
in for it,
land.
and only 15 people win the quota. So there could be anybody who puts in for it. There's no preference point system. It's completely random.
Resident, non-resident.
Yeah. And if you pull it, though, you get one of those 15 picks, and then you show up that morning, and depending on what your pick is, you get to pick where you want to go. So, and there's I think there's a scouting day every Thursday. So it's like before.
Oh, nice.
And but basically, yeah, you get your spot, and then the cool thing about it is, like, whatever you get, I mean, it is just your area, so you don't have to, like, compete with anybody like that. But those hunts can be really awesome because those cells are only hunted like once or twice.
What's up, guys? If you want coffee that doesn't suck, you probably can guess what I'm going to say. Get the Duck. Dirty Duck Coffee is the official coffee of the One Hell of a Life Outdoor podcast, and they have a great lineup of different coffee blends, everything from Morning Wood and First Flight to Dark Dynasty and Suns Up, Guns Up. You can't go wrong with Dirty Duck Coffee, and they have a great lineup of cold brew cans, mocha, French vanilla, original cold brew, and cinnamon teal snickerdoodle. If you want 15% off your next order, use code One Hell of a Life 15 on your next order.
The land is managed really well. But long story short, those hunts we've always loved when we do. It took us 3 years to just pull another one. We have this one this year, but do you have anything like that in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, there's 2 spots that do that. One of them you can apply, I want to say it's the day before. It's only certain days of the week. You apply the day before. They let you know by I think, what is it, 10 p.m. or something. They'll let you know for the following morning. Another one, you could do it from a week out. So whatever the designated hunt dates are, you could apply from a week out. I've never drawn either of those, but I did go on a lottery hunt in Ohio. That's where I shot my first gadwall 2 weekends ago.
Oh, nice.
My buddy drew, and you can bring 2 guests with you. So he drew, and he called me and was like, are you down? It's about 3 hours from my house. So I drove up in the morning, and then we stayed overnight and then hunted Sunday. But yeah, there's a couple of those over there. We have a couple here in Pennsylvania too. Like I said, I've never hit on any of them. Sometimes, especially when it starts to get really good and the wind's pushing through and the big cold front, you get a lot of guys that apply. So sometimes it is slim pickings, but I've never personally gotten, selected for one, but we do have those here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, definitely one of those things that you're not going to get every year, but when you do get it, it's kind of like.
Well, and what I love about what the state of Florida does is they like on these lottery areas, one of them is called an STA. What that stands for is storm treatment area. Stormwater treatment area. What a lot of people don't realize about the state of Florida is that they have the shittiest water in the United States, fresh water. Mm-hmm. All right, and so they manufacture, because they get so much rain, they manufacture their fresh water, and the way they do that is really interesting. So if you take, let's just for a visual, let's say you have 2 miles.
Well, and one thing I'll just piggyback on that, Florida and a lot of like the Everglades, that's essentially what the Everglades does.
It's a natural
mimics what these.
But it's been totally messed. It's while it's still great, it's been messed up, just like Louisiana, everything like construction and.
It's still doing that. Though,
yes, but that was God's natural way of doing it.
Right.
Well, what they've done now is that they've created what they call these stormwater treatment areas, and they'll be like STA 1 through 6 or 5 or something like that. And if you can just, like, for the purpose of this example, imagine a piece of land, let's just say a mile tall, all right, and 3 miles across, west to east. And what they do is they slowly plane that whole area over the course of time during that 3 mile area to where the water's slightly dropping. And what they do is they put all this natural vegetation that ducks love,
it filters the water.
Filters the water, all these natural plants that just do their thing, and they don't have to do shit to it. Dude, it's incredible. And so you can draw to these STAs, and what they do in all the quota areas in Florida is every single duck that is shot is checked in. Every single one.
Nice.
So they log it. So you can.
That's shot and brought.
That's shot and brought, not stomped.
Yeah.
Or thrown in the boat.
Yeah.
But if you shot a whistling duck during teal season, that would not be good. But no, but what they do is, the cool thing is that if you really want to do your research, right, for these different areas, you can go on to FWC, look at every single area. They post it the very next week, and you can look all the way up to that, what the average per duck hunter is and what species they're killing.
Interesting.
So what's cool about it is that, like, we would have oh shit moments. Oh, we got this lottery draw. Oh man, dude, they're shooting the shit out of green wings. We need to go buy 30 more green wings, decoys or whatever it is. But the cool thing is that harvest information is made public, mm-hmm. and you can use it to really like kind of target things that you want to go. Like sometimes we would hunt an area of a public lottery area where we knew that we would shoot more divers in that area because it was like a reservoir area versus like an area where they would shoot more puddle ducks, and you could kind of pick and choose what you want to do.
Right.
But going into it, you're like, dude, the average per duck hunter is like 4.6.
Wow.
Which is
insane.
stupid.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And so that at least, and I always say this, and they do great youth programs at these places, but I always say, man, goodness gracious, if you're going to take somebody duck hunting for the first time, take them there. Right. Because then they're going to call you a couple years later and just say, I got a divorce, it's all your fault and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have may have to pick your brain maybe sometime, potentially off camera, about some Florida stuff. My fiance is from Clearwater.
No
okay.
kidding.
We'll go down to visit her mom and her sister and stuff. And sometimes I'm always like, you care if I bring my stuff? And sometimes she's like, we're here to visit my family, whatever. But I'm gonna
not at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Dude, I've done that. Well, we used to live there, but when we are up in Atlanta now, and I did that. Flew the gun down and everything, and hunted with this guy. My wife's brother lives in West Palm Beach.
Oh, nice.
And we're doing Thanksgiving down there, and I'm like, there's this guy I've been talking to on TikTok for a couple of years or whatever, and basically brought all my shit and went hunting with him.
Dude, hell yeah.
No, but Florida's a sleeper state, dude. I tell you, and I have no problem with mentioning it because I want to see people experience that. It's a lottery basis, so I don't give a shit.
It's a sleeper state in certain things, like total number of waterfowl, not a sleeper state.
It's not Arkansas.
But they do have, like, the Panhandle has like the second biggest migration of redheads. There's whistling ducks. There's a mottled duck.
You want to shoot a blue-winged teal that's fully plumed?
Fully plumed blue.
You're going to do it in Florida.
So there's little aspects of it that's like, wow, that's actually a pretty unique waterfowl state.
No, and you literally will go to some of these places and you will see shit that looks like something on Nat Geo. I mean, you will see thousands of ducks flying, and it's
These lottery places.
These lottery places, and that's what I was getting to with the new people. Is just, man, what a great thing to take somebody on, and yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, every time I'm down, even when we're down there in Florida, I'm always on Marketplace, and I'm like, man, if I had more room in my suitcase, I could be buying the shit out of some of this stuff on Marketplace, man. Like, because up here, I might have to drive 45 minutes, an hour and a half to find some good stuff if I ever, needed something on Marketplace, whatever. And I keep joking with her. I'm like, right after we get married and buy a house, like, I'm getting a boat. Like, I don't really know what you want me to say, but we're getting a boat. And always down in Florida, I'm like, they have so many boats for sale. And I'm like, son of a bitch. One day we're going to drive, and one day I'm strapping one to the back of the little Ford Ranger that I have, and we're taking that sucker home, man.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, no, honestly, like, if you're serious about, and I guess it goes out to anybody, there's still some quota opportunities that are open for Florida. If you just go to the
they do an app, yeah.
Yeah, My Florida, Go Florida Outdoors, I think, or My Florida. You just go to that, and it's a really simple process, honestly. And I will tell you that still to this day, I've shot plenty of ducks. When we draw one of those, for one hunt, it's worth every bit of our travel.
Yeah,
it's
It really is.
7.5 hours for us, but
wow.
It's definitely worth it. I mean, you're gonna have, God's gonna give you the opportunity. It's just up to you to shoot them.
like,
Right.
honestly, like, worst case, like, one of the worst hunts we've done down there, we got like 10 ducks. So
Yeah.
it's like between 4 guys. Like,
and we sucked at shooting bad.
I mean, it's hard to beat that,
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's for me too. I've first of all, I've always been down for a good road trip.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I've never cared about traveling. If I could get a good hunt out of it, I've never cared. I know that some guys that I know or whatever are like, oh, that's 4 hours. Are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll leave at midnight, get there at 4, hunt my ass off until noon, and then drive the 4 or 5 hours back home. I've never really shied away from traveling for those opportunities, because I don't know how many opportunities I guess I'll ever get. So if I get the chance to go, I'm going to go for sure.
No, that's a really, really great point, man. I feel like, I think some guys that like grow up with, maybe it'd be different. Like if like us and you didn't grow up with like the whitetail opportunities that we had. Now whitetail are so much more abundant, obviously, but like if they weren't, somebody might be like, the shock of like a whitetail might be so exciting for them. But I feel like with duck hunting, there's so many things to be excited about that's why we're a little bit crazy versus the people that have grown up with excellent duck hunting their whole life. And I'm not talking about every hunt. I know there's ebbs and flows, but the people in Arkansas are like, why would I leave and go anywhere? We have great hunting here.
Right.
It's like, fair enough. But like for us, we're psychos and don't have that.
Well, Tristan,
that's why we'll do these things.
No, a great example of that is, remember whenever we were hunting with Cade, and there was that field that we were hunting on, and if you're going to shoot a lot of ducks, of course, Cade, he knows what he's doing, and you listen to what he's saying. But me and Tristan wanted to shoot pintails, and all these pintails were landing down at the other end of the field. And I said, "Hey, do you care if we take an A-frame out there and hunt these pintails?" He goes, "Why in the hell do you want to go out there and shoot one duck?" And I go, "It's a pintail." He goes, "Oh, Jesus." Just didn't give a shit. But you would have thought he and I won the lottery. You know what I mean? We went out one morning, I think we'd shoot 4.
Yeah, we didn't shoot 4.
No, between the 4 of us. Between the 4 of us, we shot 4. And
hey, we shot 36 of them.
Yeah, right. Right, but no, to piggyback on that, and I just got to tell you this quick story, and I can't tell it as good as he can, but the gist of it is this. Cade has these folks come out, he takes them out, guides them, and I will tell you this, that for the new pintail season limit, at Delta Thunder Outfitters, you still want to duck hunt, this is where you need to go, because we see the most birds we see is pintail.
Cade's in northeast Arkansas, like Jonesboro area.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the pocket of area that he hunts, there's
pintail stupid.
Now, you don't always just because they're stupid and they won't won't decoy and stuff, but you see them all the time, and every once in a while you have these special pintail days.
Well, anyway, so he goes out there and he's got this group of guys, and there's 5 of them, and they're on the blind, and long story short, right first thing in the morning, they all smoke a pintail, Drake, every one of them smokes it, and Cade said he looks over and the guys are packing up their guns and everything. He's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, we got our limit." He goes, "What? You only shot pintails." He goes, "No, we limited it out." And he's like, "Well, all right." So he gets up and they leave. Well, he said they go to D&W. He goes, and all 6 of those guys are walking around the store. "Yeah, we got our limit.
Yeah,
we shot our limit. We shot our limit." And they're like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Yeah, man, we shot our limit." He goes, and every one of these guys were bragging around the store about shooting their limit. So he goes, in my brain, I'm like, we need to shoot more ducks. But in their brain, they've arrived. Right. So he takes them out the next day, and this is what's great. He says, same thing, like a ditto of the day before, man. Boom, boom, boom. They blow all these pintails out. And Cade thought, no way are they going to be ready to leave. And he said he looked down at the other guy. He said, "Pack it up, boys." Yeah. But they hunted a 2A hunt, and the only thing they gave a shit about was shooting pintails.
That's so funny.
Which is awesome. I relate to that. But for Cade, somebody, get to your point, Tristan, somebody from Arkansas like that, they're like, what is wrong with these people?
Right? Yeah,
oh,
man.
They're a pretty bird.
Oh, dude, I just we're giving Sean his praises. Last year, he shot his first pintail. I was at work. I teach PE, so I'm a PE teacher.
Nice.
And I'm at work, and I'm on my prep period. I'm sitting there, and I get a bunch of messages in PA Duck Crew, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, man! They have to be shooting them up." And he sends me a picture of just an absolute stud pintail.
Yes.
And I was like, "Sean, I'm really happy for you." I was like, "I hate you." And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm so happy for you. I said, "I'm going to put my phone down because I'm too mad to respond anymore. But just know that I'm happy for you, but I'm not going to talk to you for a couple of days."
I got to process how happy I am for you.
Right.
Listen, and I'm going to be listen, young people, I'm going to give you a great TikTok right now, and that's make sure that you have me praising Sean, but then him blasting Sean in the same TikTok.
That's funny, man. So what all do you got on the docket, I guess, for any other stuff out of state this year? Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so I'm going to do New York with my dad in December. And then I have a 4-day long weekend already scheduled off in mid-January. I'm still trying to plan that. We've been talking to Dawson and Biscuit and Jaden from TikTok, trying to maybe figure out something with the 4 of us. Schedules are looking a little crazy. But I think worst case, if I don't have anything scheduled for that weekend in January, I'm just going to pack up the Danger Ranger and drive somewhere for the long weekend, man. I have 4 full days off in a row, so I'm going to really try to end the season with a bang.
Heck yeah, man.
Dude, that's gonna that just freaking Lone Ranger it. No pun intended.
Right?
the Lone Ranger, dude.
The Lone Ranger, baby.
If I was filming a YouTube video for you, I would literally title it the Lone Ranger.
Yes.
Dude, that is officially the new name of the Ranger, the Lone
And
Ranger.
the beginning of every video, it's got to have like the badge of the Ranger.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
everything. And then it needs to start off going, motherfucker, Ford Ranger.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's great, dude.
Dude.
So like as far as hunts or whatever, I mean, is there anything that just since you've been doing it that's just like, man, that was just, I mean, the best hunt ever? I mean, outside the one you told us earlier where you guys shot the 3 ducks and had a great time.
Yeah, I would say there's 2 that. All right, and like I said, I'm a talker, so I'm gonna run through 3, but I promise I'll keep it short.
Oh, you're good, dude.
When I shot my first duck, I was with my dad. The season before, I'd hunted maybe a couple of days, end of January. I hardly even saw any ducks. And then opening day a couple of years ago, we're hunting this marsh. We got beat to like our first probably 3 spots that we had scouted.
Oh.
We ended up at this it's actually an old fish farm, actually, which was kind of cool. There were people galore. We got into one little pocket of water, and at first light, this just stud Drake wood duck came by probably 10 yards, and I smoked this thing. So I smoke it, and then not even 30 seconds later, so that was my first duck, and then not even 30 seconds later, another Drake wood duck comes over, and I smoked it. And I looked at my dad and I just started crying.
Oh, dude. Hell
I know that some people would be afraid to admit that. But I mean, I don't really
Good
care.
for you for allowing people to. I mean, dude, we've all been there.
That's
Right.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And it was just like months of just me like practicing calling and scouting and buying all this stuff, and to see the hard work, like the direct result of my hard work. And I cried, and my dad was cracking up, and he's like, "You son of a bitch, I'm gonna cry too." And so that was like one of my best. And then a moment from our hunt last year in New York, this group of redheads just did it absolutely nasty. I only had 1 shell in my gun. I whiff,
Tragic.
and dude, I'm sitting there, and I was like, no, like, so I
Happened
whiff.
to the best of us.
Yep.
So mad. I whiffed my 1 shot. I don't have any other shells in the gun. And just when I think I was like, oh, we missed our chance at some beautiful redheads, my dad, there's still times to this day, birds will do it right, and he'll just watch everybody shoot. His gun won't even be loaded. He'll be like, I just like watching you guys have a great time,
That's awesome.
And I was like, he's not going to shoot. And I hear boom, and then I just see this redhead just fall right out of the sky. And our guide, Louie, it was too far for his dog. Wind was whipping, like the waves were crazy. Louie's big guy. He gets on this little 8-foot, like sun dolphin kayak, and it's like bright blue. And Louie, like I said, Louie's probably 6'5", man. He's a big dude. And he went probably 250 yards out into the middle of the Finger Lakes in this little 8-foot sun dolphin kayak. They retrieved my dad's bird for him, and that will be one of the coolest moments. Like,
so your dad's the one that smoked that son of a gun?
Yep, I didn't even think he
Hell
was gonna
yeah,
shoot.
dude. He's usually
like,
sitting off to the sidelines, and he just lets her rip. I love that.
yeah, man. It was hilarious. And like I said, there are times where we'll have birds just decoy crazy, and we'll shoot them up, and I'll look over, I'm like, did you even shoot? And he'd be like, nope, I was just watching you guys have a good time, man. He's just out there enjoying being outside.
Dude, we got to go hunting with these two. This is a father-son duo that
baby.
Resonates with us a lot.
I honestly, there's a lot of like similarities, like hearing y'all talk. Well, first of all, I'm about to be 29. I don't know how old your dad is, but he's 53.
Yep.
Yep.
But just like the deer hunting, and then getting in the duck hunting late, and then
Yes.
just like the banter back and forth, like
Oh, the banter is part of the. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you watch our Florida's Forgotten Coast video, what Drew says in there, he goes, "The vocals have been here for 10 seconds. They're already fighting about something."
in the early days of the duck hunting stuff, it would always be like just out of both being passionate and like
Yes.
not really knowing, like neither of us really knew what we were doing, but we thought
That's
we
probably
knew
what
we were
caused
doing.
some of the frustration.
But it's like thinking we know it better than the other one does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because neither of us really know. It's just what we're reading and what we're hearing or whatever, and
That's
just trying
right.
to be successful that day. You know, and, we
Right.
got to set it up this way. We got to throw these decoys out. You know, and probably shit that honestly didn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I definitely thinking back about a lot of stuff and just be like, dude, did that shit even matter?
Like we
Right.
used to be so OCD about like, oh, we got to have this mix of ducks because it's got to look like what we're there, what we saw scouting. And it's like, realistically, we could have probably threw any ducks out, decoys out.
Oh yeah, like these guys would go out and set a spread, and I'd walk out there and grab like 3 ducks and move them.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I look back on something like that, I'm like, you stupid son of a bitch.
Well, dude, it's so funny you bring that up because when I went to New York for the first time, like I said, we were with an outfitter, and I was like, I had never diver hunted before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Louis, just so you know, man, I'm going to talk your ear off. And I was asking him questions, and I was like, so now, do you have these ducks paired up with these ducks? And he was like, dude, I throw them on their long lines, no more than 2 species per long line, and we just throw out a shitload of them. He's like, that's what we're rocking with. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've been overthinking it for like 3 years. Okay, thanks.
Yes, dude.
And then,
When you like that should be like a shirt or something. That'd be like when you question what the outfitter's doing.
yep.
Like we
I
have a
was like-
better idea.
And even a couple weekends ago, when we hunted with Brian Ellithorpe, I mean, he gets on some divers heavy up there, man, and he knows his stuff. And that's what I was like, hey, you know, you care if I pick your brain? He was like, absolutely. Like, let me hear it. And I said, you know, what about this and this and this? And he was like, most people will freak out about those 2 ducks, like the 2 decoys touching. He was like, do you ever see 1,000 ducks in a little raft? He was like, they're all bumping into each other all day. He's like,
Yeah.
who cares? And then I was like, oh, okay. So I have been overthinking it for a long time.
Yeah, well, I remember like a guy, and I'm not going to say his name. He won't be listening to this because he doesn't podcast, but he told me one time, look, man, these kinds of ducks don't associate with these kinds of ducks. So those need to be over here, and these need to be over here, you know? And honestly, like, Cade's the one that totally changed my mind about that, and maybe it's just by quantity, but I'm like, why do you have the green wings mixed in with the gadwall? He goes, it don't matter worth a whatever he said. He goes, it don't, like, every single scenario of ducks together is different all the time, and it's changing all the time, right?
Yep.
And even going back to what Brad Cohen told us, he's with Cohen Wildlife Research Lab. If you don't follow him. But he said to me, or said to us, he goes, the best advice that I would give based on our viewing of stuff is always do it different.
Yeah.
Do it different. Don't set your J's. Don't set your V's. Don't have one ducks over here, one set of ducks over. Like, the thing they probably found the most beneficial was doing something just completely different.
Yeah.
You know, just with their research and study and everything else. But no, dude, that's some great stuff. We gotta get in the hunt with you, dude. 'Cause
For
it's
sure.
like
I
you
think-
said, you meet somebody for an hour and you're like, dude, I've known them all my freaking life.
Right.
You know, this is like I can hunt with you and your dad all
hell yeah,
day,
man.
all
I
weekend long,
appreciate
dude.
that. Yes,
This
sir.
is good stuff.
I was gonna say, man, try to make something happen. And
What's
then
your dad's name?
Mike as well.
Mike.
Oh,
Mike,
nice.
nice to meet you, bro. We're gonna go hunt.
Oh man, he's a real ball buster too, man. So he just has a great time getting out there, man.
That's right.
And I'm hoping that I was trying to drag him down to the Ducks Expo last year. I ended up not being able to go, but I was like really hopefully this year I'll be able to make it down so we can, hopefully hang out if we
We'll
don't.
be there.
Yeah,
go.
dude, because they're doing running Memphis back, which we're really excited about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
year we Frog Talks was nice enough to let us host podcasts the whole time, all 3 days, and we had Dr. Duck and Billy on there. We had
Lucas Haygood.
Haygood on there. I mean, and probably one of my favorite guests was actually a little man working the booth with us. What was his name?
Shoot, now put me on the spot. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but it was a great experience just because everybody that walks past you in there and everybody you talk to, we're all cut from the same cloth. And that's what's so awesome about it, dude. And our first addiction started with a Delta Waterfowl Expo, and I won't miss either of those events if it's within financial
Yeah.
Right.
financial reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dawson had actually he connected me with Donnie a little bit, so I've been
Awesome.
texting Donnie a little bit too. He seems like a cool guy. He's a Northeastern guy too.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
So we've been chopping it up a little bit, so I'm hoping to get down to the expo next year, man. My my good buddy Brian, he has a couple partners that were down there, so he had gone and he was like, Mike P, he's like, you'd love this place, man. He's like, you got to get here next year. So I'm hoping that this summer we'll be able to get after it for sure.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a blast. And yeah, maybe next time we do the podcast, we do it in person down there. It'd be cool.
That would
Oh
be
hell
awesome.
yeah, dude, that'd be badass for sure.
And even the best part is head on over to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
There might be
Yeah,
some
well-
cards or beers. I don't know.
Tell you
Heck
what,
yeah, man.
There was a lot of cool stuff going on afterwards down there, dude.
There
Like, I
was.
don't know if you heard about it, but like, so Mossy Oak had a party, which was like, I don't know. I think you could buy that one, but like then I guess Shin had some like invite only thing, which I guess we're not cool enough to get the invite, so we didn't get to go to that.
Yep.
But and then Ducks Unlimited had like a big expo dinner, which we did go to that after the expo. There's a
Sportsman's
big-
banquet, yeah.
this big sportsman's banquet. But there's just like, I mean, there's all these cool barbecue spots to eat at, and obviously the Bass Pro Pyramid. So it is kind of cool. I mean, Memphis gets a bad rap, but I thought it was pretty cool.
It's one of those
And it's-
places you don't want to leave, dude. When it's going on, when everything's happening like that, it's so, my God, it's so fun.
When all the duck hunters are there, you don't want to leave. Any other time, you might want to leave.
Yeah, fast, fast. No, but it really is, and I can't wait for the next one. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, and that's how I had come to listen to the podcast with you guys. Brian, my buddy, had Billy Campbell on, and then I had followed you guys on TikTok, not realizing that it was the podcast. So I had listened to Lucas
Oh,
Haygood,
no kidding.
and I had listened to Dennis and Billy, and I had followed and talked to Dawson a little bit, and I was like, oh shit. And then, like I said, I put kind of 2 and 2 together, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. So yeah, man, I'm happy that I came across it, man.
Us too, dude.
We appreciate it, man. Yeah, we probably like the disconnect there for a long time is like we were just doing audio on the podcast and not posting like video clips, and we've been trying to get like this is maybe our 6th one doing this video stuff, but the whole purpose is to be able to put clips up on social media to grow the podcast. Because like to your point, like I mean, if you would have seen like those clips on social media, would have put 2 and 2 together a lot quicker,
Right.
probably.
Right. Well, and then we've been doing the YouTube thing, and we're getting ready to start. We started our
We've
first
done video on YouTube,
Yeah.
like, outside the podcast
For, like,
since the
6
get-go,
years,
yeah.
7 years, or whatever. But Tristan came up with this idea last year. We had ran our first pilot series. It was called One Hell of a Duck Season, and it's basically our passion to show you a story in all these different environments that we hunt.
Heck yeah.
How do you do it? How did they do it? What's the history behind that area? What's the story? We're very focused on telling a story, and so we're coming out with season 2 this year. We're really excited about it. Got some great things lined up, and
Actually, we got an opportunity opening weekend. I don't want to give like too many details.
no,
because,
dude, this is going to be the sickest thing that we could.
I'm really like, I hate to say something and it not work out because like let's say it rains the whole time and then I can't bring camera gear out or whatever it might be. But these guys are clients of our buddy Cade, and we've just kind of loosely known each other over time. It's always been like the two dads and the 2 sons. One of the sons passed away. Yeah, it's really sad.
Tragic.
But they got his ashes put into shotgun shells.
No way.
Yeah.
They reached out to Cade and were like, "Hey, is there any way these guys can be down here to get this on camera when the dad shoots a duck with these shotgun shells?"
Wow.
There's
So,
10 shells with
my whole
with his
thing was
ashes,
like,
yeah.
dude, forget just getting the clip.
I don't even want to hunt, dude. I just want to cry. I mean,
Right.
seriously.
Let's tell the whole story. Show your friend, like show the old videos you got with your friend. So like, we're extremely honored.
Oh man.
But
Honored, yes.
That's like the whole One Hell of a Duck Season thing. It's not just like showing up and shooting ducks. Like we're really trying to tell a story. So like, knock on wood, I'm really hoping that it like works out.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude,
that's
we're honored.
Yeah.
that's a crazy crazy and, like you said, an honoring story to, to be a part of. And
It's
I
giving me
think-
chills thinking about it.
yeah, that's cool, man. And to be a part of that is a blessing for sure,
Yeah,
No doubt,
man.
no doubt.
and it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know if some people maybe, I sound like I'm on a spiritual level or whatever, but like, it's crazy that like God created ducks, and like
Yes.
to some people, like, it's a duck, but to all of us, this whole thing is just like so special, to all of us. And I think that's
There's so much
really
more.
cool. Yep.
Yeah.
it's
There's so much more. There is, man. And but that's our whole thing behind One Hell of a Duck Season. And we hope that, if you're listening to this, you'll follow our journey. We posted the first episode a couple weeks back. It was basically during the polar vortex in Arkansas. So pretty cool stuff where we had we're actually might be one of the first recorded hunts on video, using everybody in the blind to move an ice island out of the way. Right? So duck hunters will do anything they can to shoot ducks.
Yep.
And we got out there and we got that island out of the way. But no, man, we're excited about bringing that. And man, it's just we want to share everything that makes us love this sport so much. And thank God. I don't take one day for granted I don't take a time for granted with anybody we talk to on this podcast, people we share a blind with. Those relationships are for life, and it's a crazy special thing that we get to have as human beings.
Right. Yeah.
It really is.
And I think too, going off of the relationships thing and it's also that I know we've probably seen that trend on TikTok where people say like church looks a little bit different lately, but there's those times where I've been in the deer stand and never felt God's presence more
Yes.
than being, either by myself in a tree or, with my dad in the duck blind. Like, we're just laughing, having a great time. And there's those times where, I don't think I've ever felt God's presence more in my life than being in these situations. And, it's crazy that some people look from the outside in and they think we're just shooting ducks or shooting deer. And, to all of us, at least, it's just a lot deeper than that, which is cool.
Yeah, dude, that's really well said.
Well, we just keep pushing that, right?
I've always felt like, I mean, whether there's any truth to this or not, but I feel like when you go into the woods with like a grateful heart and a kind of a mindset that like you're thankful to be out there and you're thanking God to be out there, like I feel like good things you're setting yourself up at least to be successful, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Yeah, no. I mean, how many times, like I just told Tristan, we were going our way out to public land in Georgia last night, and half the drive up there, it's an hour. I found myself stressing out about it's Veterans Day. Somebody else could be off. They're going to be hunting our spot. And that was taking the experience of this beautiful drive up towards the mountains in Georgia where everything's so colorful and beautiful. I told Tristan, I basically drew a line in the sand in my brain right then. And I was like, shame on you, but I caught myself, but how many times do we let those things interfere?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's why we do it, dude. It's why we check out. It is our peace place. It is, it is our place where we find some of the most intimate times with God. And, I was thankful yesterday that at least I thought, stop.
Yep.
And listen, if and we didn't see a damn deer. And the night before, the reason why he's up there is I passed a decent buck and saw 4 bucks, and so we knew last night that he was going to smoke one, but guess what? We didn't see a deer and we had a perfect wind, and that's okay, deer. We'll get you next time.
Mm-hmm. And not to like give myself props or anything, but that's also one thing I tried to like put on socials is one, being totally transparent that I don't go out and shoot 200 ducks in a year. Like, I don't, but also we see so many guys saying like, I'm out here to kill a limit. I'm out here to shoot my 6 ducks and leave. And I'm like, that's the cool thing about the sport is they have the opportunity and they have, God's free will to go. If that's their goal, I'm for it, man. If you want to go out there and shoot ducks, yes, it's not like I want to be a bird watcher, sometimes,
Yeah.
Right.
but I try to push it out there that you can still have, these great and beautiful experiences with nature, with God, with your friends. And, you don't have to shoot your 6 ducks every time, at least in my opinion, to have a good time.
Well, and
I think you're putting out a good message, dude. I do. I
appreciate
see a lot of like what I like. I just like see a lot of like your content resonating with like. I know how it feels to be like a new person in the waterfowl industry, as do you.
Mm-hmm.
Not the waterfowl industry, as a waterfowl hunter. I mean, and I feel like you're hitting the nail on the head by being vulnerable like that to help
Right.
other new people, if that makes sense.
Cool, man. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. And I think that, however, me being a jackass on camera maybe makes somebody laugh or helps them get into it or whatever is cool. And I mean, I do think it's super cool when, you're saying like, oh man, I think your stuff's hilarious. And I'm like, just however me being, whatever tomfoolery I get into in the woods makes somebody laugh is cool with me, man. So I appreciate the heck out of that. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. And it's honestly, that kind of thing's a little bit of a gift too, dude, because I think my gift's probably a little bit more behind the camera, like filming people, than doing that. But like I always wish that like I could have like the quick funny shit to say, and it doesn't always work that way. But when you, like you said, you're a talker, like he's the talker out of these two, so it's almost better a lot of
half
times.
the shit I say is dumb and half the shit's funny.
Right.
But man, we want to be respectful of your time, Mike. I'm sure that us 4 or 3 could sit around here and talk for hours about duck hunting, man. But tell everybody where they can follow you and get in touch with your content.
Yeah, man. I am at the Great Pombino on Instagram and TikTok. I try my best to upload to Instagram at least a couple times a week. I upload on TikTok every day, and a lot of the behind the scenes GoPro shot cam stuff that you can't really put out on TikTok, I try my best to put out on Instagram. I do have a deer hunt filmed for YouTube. It's not chopped and edited yet. I'm gonna really push myself and try to put some of that stuff out there. Hopefully I can get some YouTube stuff out there too.
Heck yeah, man.
That's awesome.
You're
brother.
good people, man, and thank you for supporting the sport in such a positive way and putting out a great message, bro. It's just it's people like you that I get excited about, especially as an older person. And I'm just like, man, this is the future of what we do here, and thank God that your dad raised you the right way, and thank you, Mike, and I look forward to hunting with you and your dad, all of us sharing the blind, because number one, I know we're gonna laugh our ass off.
Yes,
and number
sir,
two,
we will.
and number two, like I could totally see me and you going somewhere and laughing our ass off, and your dad and Tristan separating themselves, going, these guys just need to go over here and talk.
These two are crazy.
We're gonna shoot ducks. You guys go over here and talk.
Yeah, my dad's gonna stuff his earplugs in when I get going. He's gonna ignore me for a while.
That's funny stuff, man.
All right, brother.
Well, right on, Mike. Appreciate you, man.
Cool. Thank you so much for having me, guys. It was so nice to meet you. God bless you, and I hope that our paths cross this season or in the near future, man.
Yeah, and like I tell everybody, man, you get your way through Atlanta, don't be afraid to shoot out a text to us and say, hey, man, at least want to. If you even need a place to stay, dude, we've got an extra room, and would love to have you.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that, man.
Sounds good, Mike. And hey, if you got any like pictures of you out hunting or whatever, just doing anything, send them to me, because I make like this graphic for the podcast, and
Heck yeah.
I'll post that.
I've been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I ought to slow down, standing in the pouring rain.